I recently watched a documentary called Misrepresentation, and it's about all the ways that women in the media are portrayed as hypersexualized, superficial, and constantly perfect creatures. And growing up in Los Angeles, I'm not going to contest this argument because it's true. I understand the power of celebrity culture and being exposed to the media, and it's something that women should really try to empower themselves to see beyond. But this documentary then goes on to decry how female politicians and women in positions of power are not given the respect that they deserve, and instead are constantly chided for their appearances or sexual comments or motherhood. And while I agree that this is not necessary to discuss when approaching a female politician, the idea that women who are in positions of power deserve respect just because they're women and just because they're in positions of power completely flies in the face of feminism, because as I understand it, feminism's ultimate goal is to be able to see people beyond gender lines and to see them just as humans. And to do that, they should be judged for their character, not just granted blind respect because they're in a position of power or because of their double X chromosome. So if we're looking at women through that lens when they serve in politics, they deserve no respect. Because if you look at women like Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi and Dianne Feinstein, Sarah Palin, Michelle Bachmann, none of them are out to help better the cause of humanity. And while they may pay lip service to women's issues, thereby gaining the respect and support of many women, ultimately, their effect on humanity is detrimental and evil. If you look at the legislation these people support, they support spying on you for as much as they want, as long as they want, for whatever reason they want. They support indefinitely detaining you and having you be killed without a trial as long as they're walking the party line of Barack Obama. They support censoring the internet so that you don't have free access to information. They support sanctions on entire populations of innocent civilians, as was the case with Iran. They support endless war with multiple countries, regardless of the casualties of children and women and men. It doesn't matter who's dying. They don't care because they have lobbyists that they're out to support. And whether or not you're male or female, this is sick. This is not a gender line. This is not targeting women politicians. This is all politicians, because if you crave power and you seek to rule over people and to coerce them and to exploit them, you're sick. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. You don't need feminism to examine this issue. And the sooner that people are able to look beyond these gender lines and to see more clearly when it comes to politics and who claims to represent them, the sooner that there will be actual progress, and the sooner that feminists are not completely egocentrically focused on issues that only affect women, the sooner they'll be able to move past all of the sexism that they see so much. Because as long as they're focusing on their gender will remain the prominent aspect of how people view them. And even more importantly, the longer that men or women view institutions of government as a vehicle of progress, the longer there will be no progress, because government tends to disempower people. If you look at the case of blacks, yeah, there may have been a Civil Rights Act, but last time I checked, black people are still the most oppressed, mistreated, and absolutely brutalized in this country. And they've allegedly had all the help of the government. So the sooner men and women can look past all of these myths of government and giving blind respect and authority to people just because they work for the government, the sooner we can have actual progress and achieve real human rights that see beyond any differences between humans and just see people as human.